Oops.
Nice to people.
No, it's not.
Okay, we're a 4 on the line box, and we're a 3 on camera. 3 and 4. See, it's not. See, it's going up there, but it's not peaking. It's not in the red. It's not in the red. Can we get it in the red? Can we get it in the red? Yep, right there. Oh, distorted. Too hot. Too hot. 4 is about right. A lot of crackling. 4 is about right. Some crackling there, though. Crackling, crackling. Crackling, crackling. Not bad. Okay, go ahead and see if you can take it closer when you're talking. You gotta take that with you, though. What?
Getting that flood last night?
Clean signal. So we're testing one more time the microphonology. Boy, the level is hitting over here. I don't know what that means when the level is peaking. So what's that do? Nothing, nothing, nothing. Makes it worse, worse, worse. Oh, God, I can hear the difference. Plus, plus, plus. Minus, minus, minus. I hear nothing, so I got to put the limiter up in the middle. Testing. 1, 2. There it hits. So it peaks right there. Peaking, peaking. What's mute do? Now on. Testing. 1, 2. Test 1. Test, test. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's not.
That's why you wear certain makeup. And
Crystal Bell. Yeah. Video is not flattering to anybody. Got a bump on her forehead. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. The only guy I've ever seen who knows how to hold a camera.
exactly.
You're the second person I've seen who knows how to hold the camera. Most people don't. Most people don't. We're wireless. Okay, this is the limiter. I've got the limiter set in the middle. I'm going to turn the limiter all the way to plus. That's full plus with the limiter. Full plus, full plus. Here it is in the middle, in the middle. Here it is all the way to negative, 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 negative. I hear nothing, nothing, nothing. Here it is back in the center. Camera is on. Here it is on mute. On. Camera setting on the line is a 4, and it's a 3 in the camera. Now we can find out what it sounds like.
Is that a brand new?
Just rented it. I rented it so we can conduct
So
interview.
wireless. What do they rent for?
$60
For how long?
one day.
No kidding.
Yeah, nothing's cheap. When you say movie, if you go to buy a battery for a car, it's $20. If you say movie, it's 80.
I know.
Can I make you fuel my car so you can go get a discount everywhere you go?
I
I
want
went
to.
to Hawaii. I decided.
Oh shit!
to buy
I got a
Super
problem.
8.
I got a problem. I have to deliver my movie to Blockbuster, and I've got to take it to Dubs to get dubbed. It's in the trunk of my car. The movie that I went in and added the new scene to, I've got to go take it in so they can dub it. So I've got to go to Hollywood. Sometime soon. Sometime soon we're going to Hollywood. Not Inglewood, not Westwood, not Brentwood, but Hollywood!
Sometime soon, I gotta go to McBride's.
Okay.
But you're in good hands.
He's going to do a little testology. Did I get back all my tapes?
You got them. There's 2. Third one's in there playing right now.
Okay. And I should give you a couple to take with you so you're camera ready. Hey Chris, you ever see this magazine? It goes out to all the video stores. It's, I think there's 8 different magazines. Anyhow, some of the new movies coming out. It's Buffalo 66, actually a pretty good movie. It's shot on reversal stock and cross-processed. A little movie called Rush Hour.
Yep,
kind of made some money. Here's another one by Carpenter called Vampires.
Carnival of Souls. I designed the main title for that movie.
Now was that direct-to-video?
Direct-to-video.
Yeah, and that probably cost a few dollars, didn't it?
Cost a lot of money.
Yeah,
Way over
direct-to-video.
budget.
Here's a movie called There's Something About Mary.
A little movie that made a whole lot of money.
But what the interesting thing is, you keep on going through the magazine, you know, trying to find out like what are some of the new releases, and you keep looking through here, Urban Legend, and you come up on, wow, 2 Don Jackson movies, Ride with the Devil and Armageddon Boulevard.
All right.
Now the interesting thing is, the guy's advertising them, and he don't even have the movies. I've got the movies. He never paid me.
Armageddon Boulevard.
Armageddon Boulevard, and the list price $89.98 for a movie with Scott Shaw. $89.98 and Julie Strain. Think about it. 2 movies in the same magazine as advertising Soccer Dog.
And he doesn't have the movie because
He didn't pay me.
he didn't pay you.
The guy pays me. I'll send him the movie. I'm going to go pick it up today. I've actually got it. I'm going to go pick it up. He pays me. I'll give it to him. No ticket, no laundry. Here's this movie. See this artwork that Satania does?
Yeah, that's real artwork.
Fairly good quality. She pays a lot of money for this.
Yep.
She wants to go ahead and do the artwork on Blade Sisters. Now, it doesn't matter I don't have any Blade Sisters because I can't find anyone to play the roles because there's no actresses or actors in this town. There's nobody who actually seriously wants to be in a movie. There's people that want to go to class. There's people that want to be in plays. There's people that want to go on auditions and get new headshots. And there's people that want to get agents, even though the agent can't sell the person because the person doesn't have a name and hasn't really done anything. But they've got an agent anyhow. So you try and give somebody a break. You say, I'm going to put you in a movie that's got guaranteed worldwide distribution. It's probably going to be shown on USA Cable, movies up all night. And they've never done anything. And what do they say? What's it pay? In the old days, people would have paid me for the privilege of being in a film. And I say there's more than a financial reward. There's other benefits. You'll get discovered. You'll have your calling card. You can walk in and show somebody a poster, show somebody a video that you're in, and maybe they'll hire you. And you know what they say then? Oh, when are you shooting? And it doesn't matter when I'm shooting because they're going to Vegas, they're going to Palm Springs, they're going to New York. So they're never around, they're never available. No one's never available to be in a movie. Now everyone wants to be a star, but no one is willing to put the time in.
No one wants to work.
And so I thought, well, maybe this time, because these actors are all real difficult, although there's nobody in the world more difficult than Conrad. And if you haven't seen me direct Conrad, you're in for a treat. We spent 4 hours getting Conrad to say, Mary Ellen Carter? No, Laszlo Mauser. Do you have the secret papers that the Chinaman gave you? 4 hours. And on my tape, there's time codes, so you can see Sunday, January 2nd when it starts, and you can see it when we get done. Do I deserve that, Chris? Do I deserve to have to work with the worst people the good Lord ever put on the planet? The lowest of the low, the slime of the slime, the scum of the scum? What about an opportunity to work with some quality actors, some people know what they're doing? Will it ever happen? Probably not. I'm starting to think I'd be better off to go SAG and do a movie with one guy. Maybe 2 people. Put 2 people in the movie. But go SAG, so you got real actors. Jeff Conaway didn't cause me any trouble once he came out of his trailer. He didn't want to come out of the trailer. Once he came out, he was fine. Once he came out, the guy, he's an actor, man. He's an actor.
That's right.
William Smith's an actor. If you're paying William Smith $500 or $5,000, you get the same performance for 45 minutes, and he's tired. It's hard making movies because you can find the money. I've proven that over and over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
An enterprise car rental can tell you what I paid for that car. But, and for my new TV and my new stereo. But finding the money is easy. Some people say, I can't find the money, I can't make a movie, where am I going to get any money? The money's the easy part. And getting the equipment and everything, but I'm still facing what I've been facing for 10 years or longer. The hardest thing in the world is not to find the money. The hardest thing in the world is to get an actor to actually get in front of the camera. That's almost impossible.
Yeah, that's the...
Can't be done. So should I give up or should I try and find an alternative way to do it? Is there another way to do it that I don't know about? Am I doing something wrong? Now, I used to shoot movies without a script. And the reason for shooting movies without a script is I'd write the script, nobody would show up. I'd be here at 5 in the morning, nobody would show. So if anyone showed, we'd go to the El Mirage Dry Lake bed, for instance. And whoever's out there, that's who'd be in the movie. And whoever came back the next day, they'd be in the movie. And the person that came back the most would end up having like a major role in the film, actually become the star just by showing up. So I tell these people, I'm not paying you to act, because if I was, I wouldn't hire you. But I'm paying you to wait. You're getting paid to wait and to be patient and to perform. You're not an actor, you're a performer. After you get through with the movie, maybe you can call yourself an actor. But for me, you're performing. You're actually a puppet, a meat puppet. And I'm not going to let you improvise. I'll tell you everything to say, but I'm not going to know what to say until creativity strikes. Creativity won't strike until you clear the circle. You've got to have a circle of white light, pure energy. Someone shits in your circle, I have a hard time getting creative. Right? See, I haven't had a Christmas party since 1986, before I met you. And I had one at the Television Center in the same room that belonged to Luis Valdez, who directed a little movie called La Bamba. And we used his office furniture. And Jim Cameron picked me up in his Corvette. We stopped and got a bottle of Dom Perignon. And he took me to the party, and I showed him Super 8 movies. And I had live music. It was great. But I hadn't had a Christmas party until the one I had in December, the Bluegrass Christmas party. So to me, it was a happy event for me. I mean, I paid some people to be there because I wanted them to be in my movie. I'm shooting a movie at the same time I'm having a party. I'm shooting a movie called The New Church of Zen Entertainment. And I'm shooting a documentary called One Shot Sam, which is about a Michigan migrant film worker who comes to Hollywood, works for Roger Corman, and makes a bunch of movies. And has a lot of experiences doing that. So I'm happy. I mean, I'm just as happy as can be. I've got my favorite people in the world. Judy Hinsky's there. My favorite female folk singer of all time, Larry Murray, who did 2 of the greatest albums ever made, the Hearts and Flowers album. I've got Walden Dahl, who's my bluegrass band. I've got my church service, which I'm going to get on cable TV, cable access, called the New Church of Zen Entertainment. And Dawn, that I've been training for 6 weeks and paying $15 an hour, is in a real bad mood. Now, when people are in a bad mood, when they're negative or hostile or resistant, because I'm very sensitive and aware, I pick up on it. Right. So it's hard for me to be happy and to enjoy my expensive party because I can sense Dawn is doing, something's going on. There's a problem, okay? Now, Dawn started off, and I hired her to make phone calls. Then I gave her a new title, casting director. Then I said, and she did so good with that, she's good at dealing with people, but she was rude to some people, and she threw people out of the office, things I used to do, but I don't do anymore. And then the power went to her head, and then she started thinking she was an equal. And then I came in one day and she had moved the furniture around, and not only she's an equal, she's now superior, because she put herself over there. Now she's got her own ideas, and she's undirectable, and she's doing things her way, and she won't follow instructions. And she's got an attitude. So we get ready to shoot, and I'm outside on the couch working with non-professional actors, which has never stopped me before. It's never stopped me. Right. Tim Abel was a non-professional actor when I made the movie at Showtime. Remember at Showtime? Topless Dancer movie? He was the worst actor I've ever seen in my life. He didn't know how to talk. He would stumble. He would mumble. He would fumble. He couldn't say anything. You couldn't hear him. You couldn't understand him. And I told the lawyers who were back in the movie, please don't make me work with this guy. He's going to drain all my energy. I really want to get another guy. And I had other actors I wanted. And you know what they said? Come on, Don, you work with non-professional actors all the time. You'll be okay. Just make this work. We want the guy in the movie. So I put him in the movie. It was a lot of work, and I got him trained. The movie comes out, and Fred Olin Ray calls me. He says, how's this Tim Abel guy? I said, he's horrible. He's the worst actor I've ever worked with. And Fred says, well, he looks good. I said, well, yeah, the guy does look good. He photographs great, and he's pretty dependable. So Fred put him in 6 movies. 6 movies in a row for Andrew Stevens. Now the guy's got his own TV show with Dennis Rodman called Special Operating Forces. He's got a TV show. Plus, he's doing movies. You can go to Blockbuster and see this guy on the cover. This guy probably wouldn't even call me back if I were to call him today. Like most of the camera people that I've trained, probably wouldn't even call back. Can't find anybody. So, I mean, at one point I felt like I could trust Dawn. She had won my confidence. And she did things for me. My car was down. She picked me up at the house. I needed to get a cell phone. She got me a cell phone. I needed a prepaid calling card. She took care of it. I needed something from Chili John's. She went and got it. I started trusting her. Then she started anticipating what I needed. And she was doing good until I tried to shoot something. So I said, Dawn, I'm shooting. There's a whole room full of people in here. I said, Dawn, I'm shooting. Leave those people alone. You need to come out here and stay beside me because I don't want to yell at anybody. Because it gets me upset when I'm trying to shoot handheld and I have to start yelling. I can't really concentrate anymore. So I said, you come out and you stand beside me, and if I turn around, I want to be able to touch you. 90 degrees, I want to be able to touch you. So stay right here with me, Dawn, while I'm shooting. Okay, now Dawn, tell those people to be quiet. So you know what Dawn does? She comes all the way back in the office and tells everybody to be quiet. I said, Dawn, where are you? Come back here, Dawn. Okay, listen. Okay, tell them we're rolling. So she comes back in and tells them, no, tell them we're rolling from here. So she says, we're rolling! And she yells right in my ear. She gets right in front of my ear and goes, we're rolling! In my ear. Why didn't she turn around and not yell in my ear and say, we're rolling, let's be quiet, okay? So then people start coming up the stairs, and I've got 2 non-professional actors, and it's like putting someone on a tightrope walking across Niagara Falls. And you got to really control them or they're going to fall, they're going to slip, they're going to get in trouble. So I get these guys up, I get them worked up, I'm writing the dialogue, I'm telling them what to say. People are coming up the stairs. I said, Dawn, come here. Go downstairs, put a sign on the door, use the back door. We're filming. She refuses to do that. She said, well, I've got to go get some Chinese food for what's her name in here. I said, Dawn, who's paying your check? Who's paying you? Not that actress. Let the fucking actress starve. I don't care about the actress. I care about me and my film and my investors. I don't care about her. She can take care of herself. I'm not going to use her till 4 o'clock. So she won't do it. So everything's cool. Everything's cool. The door's locked. There's a sign up. We're filming. Then this other girl comes by, and I'm stuck in the corner. She's bumping me. I got to get past. What are you doing? I've got to get downstairs. Well, go out the back door. No, I can't. My car's out front. We're filming. You're interrupting me. Dawn, will you tell this girl to go out the back door? I'm trying to shoot a scene. So what's the girl do? She gets a parking ticket for $28 because she doesn't want to go out and around. She wants to go down the front stairs. So she makes me pay her parking ticket or she won't dance in the movie. So then Dawn gets real quiet and she's not saying anything. And she'll hardly look at me and she won't talk and she won't do anything. So at the end of the night, it's 10 o'clock, the party's over. It's me and Howard Allen. I said, Dawn, come here. Is there something wrong? He says, yes. I'm in a place where I don't want to be right now. You are? Why is that, Dawn? Well, you yelled at me. Dawn, I didn't yell at you. I was calling for help. There's a big difference between yelling at you and calling for help. If I'd yelled at you, your knees would tremble, the ground would shake. We'd be having an entirely different conversation right now. The last guy I yelled at, I chased him out of the office with my samurai sword. I could have killed him, Dawn. I was calling for help, so I wouldn't have to yell at people. Now you make me look like a bad guy because I've got to yell and scream at everybody. Everyone thinks I'm an idiot because I'm yelling at everybody. But you could have just gone over and said, be quiet, we're shooting, but you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it, Dawn. So, well, people are coming up to me and saying, why do you take that kind of abuse from him? I said, you know what, now, Dawn, now I'm not comfortable with you. Now I'm not comfortable with you. Now I don't know if I trust you or not. And I knew it was over at that point, so I'm trying to think, do I let her quit or do I fire her? How do I handle this? Now, I had trusted her so much that on the actors, I didn't care about their phone numbers. I let Dawn take all their phone numbers. I didn't care about the headshots. I let Dawn take all the headshots. So I spent 6 weeks casting, and now I'm fucked because all the money I spent on Dawn finding my actors, it's gone. It's lost. Because she's walking on me and I've got to start all over again. So Kathleen Elizabeth has introduced me to Randy Jones, who I think has got some possibilities of becoming a star. And she's done casting for a long time, even before she was in Rollerblade Warriors, and she's worked at casting agencies. So she came in and now she's working with me. She's not here today because I need her today. Yeah, so that's a little bit of what's going on. Some people are helpful though. No, some people are very helpful, like Conrad Brooks.
Yeah.
Conrad will watch me like with my hip condition. You know, it's $100,000 for a hip replacement. Now, it's not the money because I do have insurance. I've got to pay 20% of it. But it's the time it takes to heal.
Oh, yeah.
And most of the hip replacements work. Some don't. It's like stock certificates. Most of them get printed with the right spelling. Some don't. Yeah. So I'm a little afraid to do that right now. I'd rather just limp and be in pain. Now, when I'm in pain, see, the normal person has got cartilage that kind of cushions the bones when they're riding together. I've got bone on bone. So I go to see probably the most famous hip replacement specialist in Southern California, Dr. John R. Moreland. He's an authority. He's done more hip replacement operations than any doctor. So I went in with my MRI x-rays to a specialist. I'm wondering, what is this guy going to tell me? So he puts the x-rays up on the light board. He looks at him and he goes, fuck, that must hurt like hell. That was his medical opinion. I said, yeah, once in a while. He said, well, I got some good news for you, Don. It's Don, right? He says, it's not going to get any worse. You're not going to be in any more pain than you're in right now. He says, you know what you should do? You should walk on crutches. You should put your pride away and use crutches. I said, I'm not going to use crutches. Well, get a cane. Get a cane. And don't lift anything. He said, that will make it worse. He said, if you don't lift anything, you're going to be fine. He said, now I'm going to alternate you between Vicodin, and that's a narcotic, and Tylenol codeine. And once in a while, take some
That's a
Advil.
narcotic too.
Yeah, and once in a while, take some Advil. You know? So what happens when you're in a lot of pain and you're suffering in silence, when you're in excruciating pain, it works on your nerves and it works on your sensitivity. So when people fuck up and do stupid things, I'm a little more aware of it than the normal person would be, which causes a reaction. So I would say, be careful.
Right.
Be careful. Be careful. I don't feel I've got anything to lose. I feel like I'm a kamikaze pilot going into battle. And because I've got nothing to lose, the old Bob Dylan song said, when you got nothing, you've got nothing to lose.
Right.
Because I feel I have nothing to lose, I'm going to drive 120 miles an hour. I'm going to take all the dangerous curves. I'm going to go jumping over cars. If I get a blowout, I'm still going to keep driving. I'm going to do everything I can do. Now, I'd like to find somebody else who's willing to do 10% of what I'm capable of doing. I'm not asking for 100%, 10%. I'd be happy with that. Now, the problem is the good camera people, it's not that I can't afford them, because I can. I can afford to hire the best, but they're not available. The good people are working.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to be working. And the good camera guys have got agents now. They've got agents too. Camera assistants have got agents. Camera assistants have got websites. Yes.
Michael Martino has his own website.
He's got his own, you know, Ziad, remember Ziad?
Yeah, Ziad.
Don, you fucking bastard, you're working me too hard. God damn you, Don. You can't talk to me that way. The guy's a DP now. He just shot his own feature.
Oh, no.
Just shot his own feature. He's worked on every Quentin Tarantino movie and every Robert Rodriguez movie. The guy won't even call me back. And I trained him. I taught him how to load the camera. Yeah. Geza Senkovich won't call me back. He was an assistant, and his wife was like sweeping the floor. Now she's a big prop person, big art decorator and stuff like that. So what to do? I don't know. Maybe this digital camera is going to save the world, because with the digital camera, everyone can do what I do, make the movie yourself. That way you're not just doing one thing. You're a filmmaker, or in this case, a video maker, but you can do it yourself. When I worked for the Sheik on Ringside in Hell, the wrestling movie, the Sheik had a huge van. It was huge. It carried 4 cameras. That took 2 guys to pick up the cameras and put them on a tripod. And he videotaped on 1 inch. It was called quad. He put up tape 1 inch. And this quality of this digital camera is so much better than what he was doing. And his stuff was broadcast on television, syndicated, and sold throughout. The digital camera has revolutionized the industry. People are afraid of it. They're afraid of it because I've seen movies in theaters shot with this digital camera. And I don't think the average person knows. The average person who goes in to see the story, the average person is probably not aware that it was shot on a digital camera. Filmmakers know. But you know, nobody, if it's a video feature, distributors go, ooh, ah! They run screaming, because people shooting on video, most of the videos are so bad, they're shot by amateurs who don't have any money or any technical knowledge on how to make a film. And it would be bad if they had Panavision. It'd be bad if they had 35mm Panavision. It would still be bad because they don't know anything.
Sure.
So video's got a bad name. But no one never stops to think, huh? A professional guy who knows how to shoot has chosen to shoot on video? Wow. No one knew Carjack was video. No one complained that Big Sister 2000 was shot on video. When the buyers at the American film market said, what did you shoot on? I said, Fuji. And they go, oh, that's what we thought. Because it was Fuji stock, Fuji high 8 tape. But no one complained, because it's lit properly, it's exposed properly, and it was film look. So I tricked them, I fooled them. No one knew. I think somebody is going to make a digital feature, somebody like Robert Rodriguez, and they're going to do an El Mariachi, meaning they're going to make a digital feature and it's going to be a hit. They're going to let one digital feature sneak out there that's a hit. Then everybody's going to be doing it. You know, in the United States, there's 6 people. There's 6 people who control. There's people under them. There's 6 people who decide what plays on television. 6 people. Yeah, there's 6 people that decide. There's about 5 people who decide what plays in theaters, and there's a handful of people who decide which films are shown in festivals. One of these days, somebody from Sony is going to go over and say, hey, take his money. And you know, it's going to be great. They're going to be showing digital features at festivals. Everything's going to be great. It's going to be accepted. Right now, it's like when 16 was being blown up to 35. Oh, it's grainy. It's not very good. Texas Chainsaw Massacre made millions and millions and millions of dollars shot on ECO stock.
Sure, it's not the quality, it's the content.
Don't you think it's the content? Do you think the average person is going to watch a fuck movie and care if it was shot in 35 anamorphic or 16 millimeter or video, as long as they're enjoying what they're seeing.
Porno was traditionally the genre of film that created a lot of the opportunities for straight films that followed. I mean,
Correct.
porno-
Deep Throat was
porno-
shot in 16. What's Deep Throat 16 or 35?
Deep Throat was
You know, it may have been 35.
it may have been 35.
It may have been. Beyond the Green Door was 35 with Marilyn Chambers.
Yeah.
A lot of those X-rated movies were 35 because they played in theaters.
Yeah.
ILO, who does my online for me, has had budgets up to $250,000 to make X-rated movies on film. I mean, the whole thing about Boogie Nights, that's all true. These guys were filmmakers, and they went to the same places we go to rent their equipment. You know, they went to Alan Gordon. They went to Burns and Sawyer. They went to the labs. And some of the labs wouldn't process the adult stuff, so they had their own lab, United Color Lab. And they did it, and there was a quality there. Because they were film people. And then video took over, and now, you know, amateurs can make a video for $10. And I talked to a guy last week. I said, where can I find a cameraman? He said, man, they're all busy. If you hear one, let me know, because there's so many adult videos being shot that there's no people available. And he said the reason for that is they don't sell as many titles as they used to, so they have to make more. Instead of making one movie and selling 10,000 copies, they make one movie that sells 1,000 copies. So now they got to make 10,000. They got to make 10 movies to make the same amount of money they used to make by making one movie. It's unbelievable. And this digital video camera is used almost exclusively throughout the adult business. But how are they editing? We don't know. But our investigative reporters will take you into the warehouses, into the labs, and into the production office of the X-rated industry, and we will expose how the editing is being done. Eric Brummer, who's like probably one of the dumbest people I've ever met, now directing and making tons of money doing adult videos. He did one called Tales from the Clit. They're letting him do what he wants. If he wants to do Night of...
Hey,
There he is. Okay, he's coming in.
shooting film. Here.
Yes, here he is. Howard Allen making a guest appearance.
Sitting around talking, testing.
We're testing equipment, getting ready for that big movie. When the big movie happens.
You gotta get a better subject. Okay, that's your first problem. Is you gotta get some better subjects.
Where are we going to find him?
So did you ever do anything with that test tape that we did?
Which one?
The test tape that we did in my room, that beta tape.
Beta tape? What kind of beta
The
tape?
beta test that we did, where we digitized that the tape into the Avid and then output it again.
No, I never did.
Because my idea is still pretty much the same idea that I had before.
Okay. Okay.
We rent a beta deck
All right.
from Christie's, which is $100 a day,
Okay.
and maybe over a weekend where you have it longer.
Right.
And then transfer all the video from the digital camera tape onto regular plain old beta SP tapes.
Yes. Then what?
And then
It's only 119 bucks. Yeah.
completely fried my train of thought.
Man, you know, see, that happens to me. I'll be on a roll and I'll be doing something, and
Exactly.
Conrad will say, Don!
Transfer everything to beta
Yes, sir.
so that it's all got code on it,
Here's our package, sir.
Oh, yeah.
and then everything goes into the Avid.
Tell me what you think of
all
it.
15 hours of it.
Right.
At AVR 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
Edit the movie, and then rebatch, digitize everything at
Well,
AVR.
what I think will be the wonderful test now that Kevin wants to pay to re-edit Lingerie Kickboxer, now he's willing to put out the money to do it.
Yeah.
If I give him a budget saying what it's going to cost for you to be the editor, what the Avid rental is going to cost, and he gives me the money to do it, then we'll use that system to test my movies too. In other words, if it works for Lingerie Kickboxer, a digital feature, it'll work for Dead Boys, which is another digital feature I'm doing. As far as the film, I really want to do the film in Stranger in Paradise style, where it's just an assembly thing as opposed to a heavy-duty edit thing.
Right. Well, still though, you're going to shoot 35, right?
That's like, I mean,
Not anymore, Chris.
Oh no, 16. You're going to shoot 16.
The actors
yeah,
aren't.
digitized.
The actors aren't worth 35.
We got a lot of stuff to digitize.
They can't even do 16. I'm afraid to shoot in 16, but that my contract says
You ever get that
16.
Luminaire? Wanna take a look at it?
Well, you're not gonna be ready to do that in 2 weeks.
I have to. I'm shooting next Thursday.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Well, for that, what we wanna do is we wanna get that room
I
at
say go ahead and get
Christie's
it. Go ahead and get it.
in my building. We wanna rent that room for a month
Give it
with
a try.
with a bench and a moviola table
Mm-hmm.
for about.
You all right, Howard? You okay?
Huh?
Are you okay?
I'm in great shape today. Great shape today. I got a new partner, Mr. Donald J. Jackson.
Donald J. Jackson.
Yeah,
What's the
that
J
last-
stand for?
that
The
last
G stood for
partner-
generous.
That last one just didn't get nowhere, so I just
Mm.
get him a new partner, you know. Figured, what the heck, you know, so.
I called back. I could do this again. You could tape this. You dial an 800 number. I dial the 800 number from my account at Bank of America,
Yeah.
and you go through the menu to order checks. Well, no, you can't. They give you another 800 number. You dial them, and they act like, ordered checks? What is that? What are checks?
So I checked with society now.
I went through 5 800 numbers and never got my checks. And the guy finally says, "Tell me that number again." So I gave him the number 4 times. He said, "No, that's Harold Gonzalez account."
Good. Would you have Errol deposit some more money in my account?
Harold Gonzalez. That's his account. There is no Hollywood International listed in Bank of America, sir. Instead of screaming and still yelling, I got in my car and drove to the post office and got my name wrong on my stock certificate.
Yeah, he was hot when you called me. He was hot.
See,
I mean, what do? Do you turn the other cheek? Do you just turn into jello and don't care?
You have to understand.
How do you do it, Howard?
Everyone
You
in
have
the
to
world is in
understand.
I mean, you know,
You have to understand that
I mean-
people take care of what's important to them. Okay?
okay.
And if it's something important to you, then it's very low on their priority list. You know?
right.
That's how it
Everyone's out
works.
for themselves.
Plus, these are, you know, I tell you, the society we're in right now today, either you are a nuclear scientist
Mm-hmm.
or you work for McDonald's. Pick one. I mean, there's
Oh,
like
really?
no
So
jobs in between now. So all these companies are hiring people, and as soon as they ask for a raise, they terminate them because they have very good training programs.
Mm-hmm.
They think, okay, so they can quickly get somebody else to replace anybody. They got the jobs down to the point where, you know, idiots can do them.
Do people not care about delivering quality though, as far as goods and services anymore?
They don't see it because
They don't want repeat business
they
from
don't-
you.
there's somebody at the top that does,
Mm-hmm.
and there's somebody up kind of close to them that does. By the time it filters down to the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
they got all kind of other goals in mind. You know, personal goals, getting ahead, and this and that. It's not one of their goals servicing you.
Why
Not
do
the people that they hired to service you?
people act
I'm
like
not gonna be there for a few weeks. Why should they care?
when you ask for something? Why do they treat me like I'm the first person on the planet Earth that's ever done that? Like you go to the post, I want stamps.
Well, because you're
Stamps.
probably the first person that called them that asked for it, because they only work there for a few weeks and they turn over.
Oh, they're all new, and
All
they don't
new.
they
They
don't
have-
know how to do
The
check
corporation
order.
is spending all their money on training programs.
Uh huh.
So they don't spend money on employees. They spend money on salaries at least. They spend money on training programs. Because if you can set a guy in front of a computer terminal, push a button. This is what we did with IBM. We trained people this way. We had all programmed. We set them down in front of the computer, pushed a button for them,
Mhm.
and it went through like a PowerPoint kind of presentation. You know, and at the end of it, asked them 20 questions. They missed question 2, 9, and 12. Then we went back into great depths on questions 2, 9, and 12 and gave them much more information. You retested them, went to the next. And the computer can sit there. If it takes them 5 days, what's the cost of setting electricity for a computer for 5 days? That's what it costs to train these people. So therefore,
See, I've noticed.
Tiny
I've
people.
noticed in the past few years. Just in the past few years, it's gotten worse. Seemed like there used to be competent people once in a while.
yes, but you know the downsizing in America. There's no need to have people because competent people have a problem. They want increases in salary. That's a fact.
Competent people have a
They
problem.
want increases in salary.
So what is the position of management then?
Hire the cheapest people possible and as fewest number
Okay,
possible.
but chances are if you're hiring the
Get them up to
cheapest,
speed, get new people up to speed as quick as possible.
but you can't get. Look.
But let's
What
wait
about-
a second. Now, remember America? Okay, you may disagree with me, but remember America back in the 50s and 60s when we put out a terrible car. America did not make a very good car, and generally speaking, compared
Right.
to the Germans
No.
and the
Once
Japanese.
once they took
And
over.
the Japanese came in here with a very superior product, and the Germans with a very superior product,
Right.
and really killed our car business. It really killed our car business. Now, why?
Mhm.
Okay, because all the American car companies thought they controlled the market,
Mhm.
so they were competing with each other.
Right.
So they set the standard. It's very low standard. Okay, so same thing here in business.
I mean, they allowed Japan to take over the automobile industry by not making good quality cars in
Hey,
America.
the same problem that you ran today. Okay, because Bank of America knows what you're going to do. You're going to go to Wells Fargo and be treated the same way. You're going to go to Cal Fed and be treated the same way. You name it. All their competitors around here are going to be treated the same way.
So they don't care.
So, same as the car manufacturers back then. They looked around them and all they saw was General Motors and Ford and Chrysler, you know, and that's all they saw, and Studebaker. They looked around and saw four companies, you know, and they said, hey, we're as good as they are, so.
Well, they were better. How did Japan come in and start making cars that run 200,000 miles and get good gas mileage?
Somebody will do something about banking. They'll be banking. European banks will come in here, do it all on the internet or something, but they'll come up with a way to deal with this thing. You know, I mean, there'll be somebody come up with an answer for this. You know, but if you look at banking in America now, it's moving out of. I had a friend that worked for Wells Fargo. She says our goal Wells Fargo is to close every single branch, freestanding branch, and only have branches in Lucky Stores and and supermarkets. That's the only place they want to have branches. They come in those supermarkets for a few $100, hire 2 people, you know, and
downsizing, so making bigger profits and spending less money.
That's right, you know. Now they charge you to not use a person. I mean, think about that. Go use an ATM machine, which is the cheapest way a bank can do business. The very cheapest way they can do a business is an ATM machine, but they charge you for it. Now, I tell you what, that's some great marketing. Get somebody to come in and say, hey, here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to do a lot less for you. And you're going to appreciate it so much, you're going to pay me for it. Isn't that interesting?
I'm going to do a lot less
for you, and you're going to pay me extra for me to do a lot less for you.
At the gas stations when the
Yeah.
service went away.
Oh, yeah.
You know all those black actors that were here that day? You were here the day we were doing like our final auditions?
Yeah.
Most of those people really don't want to be in a movie, Howard.
They really don't need one.
Not
How do
really.
you come to that conclusion?
Well, because of their attitude. They're more, they're more interested in finding out what's at pay.
Well,
See, I can't really feed the world, although that's what I've done for years. I know my mission in life is to help the homeless and feed the hungry and, and pay people's bills, but I'm trying to make a movie. I'm more concerned with an actor who has a passion for filmmaking who would come in and say, well, this is a great script, it's a great part, I want to do this. Instead of what's it pay.
You want my suggestion on this?
No, what?
Okay, I'll give you my suggestion. Is up front, when you deal with anybody in this world, up front, you give them the rules.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm doing that
you
now.
call them up and you say, I want you to come in, here's the part in the movie. Here's what we're going to give you. We're going to give you a chance to be in a movie.
Yes,
be
sir.
in blockbuster stores and everything else. That's what we're going to give you.
Right.
Okay, to be in this movie. What we're not going to give you is a paycheck.
Okay, that knocks out everybody with an agent because the agents won't let them work. Agents won't let them do it. I've got people now that $100 is not enough. They said, no, they forgot that it said in the breakdown it pays $100. They go, well, what's this? What's this, non-union? They look, is this non-union? Like it's dirty, like it's filthy. Yet their client isn't even capable of saying 3 words without stumbling, mumbling, or fumbling.
Right.
They don't even know how to act for the camera. They wave to it. Every time they do a scene, they look at it for like, am I doing okay? These clients aren't worth any money. As a matter of fact, the clients are costing me money with retake and reshoot and draining me with all the work I have to do trying to get them ready to be in a film. They want to be paid, Howard,
Trained and paid.
and they're no good. They're bad. They're horrible. And no one will hire them. So the other alternative is to go to SAG and hire professional actors, which cost you a lot more money. And they're not available, even if you can afford it, because the professional actors are working.
You got to find the ones that work under your rules. You got to give them the rules up front.
You can find them if you got enough time. But by the time you find them, there's another holiday coming up.
I don't believe that most of these people in here thought that they were going to get paid a lot of money for this, though. I mean, when did this come up?
This is coming up. It's coming up with their agents. Their agents want to keep that client from me, and the agent's only making $10 off of them. If I pay them $100, why is an agent even doing this? Why are they giving me so much hassle for the $10 they're not going to make? Why are they causing me grief? I'm trying to provide an opportunity for someone to be in
Here's what I'm going to do.
to be in a
If the client
movie.
agrees, I'll just send you the $10. I'm paying them nothing. Okay.
Why would I do that?
I'm just saying.
I can. That's
send you the
Howard.
$10.
Good idea. I say, you know what? You don't have to be calling me, negotiating anything.
Right.
I'll messenger over a $10 bill
That's right.
to your
My phone
office
bill-
now.
My phone and time has been working.
And you quit calling me and you quit bugging me. And I'll call the actor direct. I'll call him at home. I'll deal with him, and I think we'll be fine.
That's right. And I'll give you the $10. I'll send you $10 over.
But the agent's trying to prevent them from working. Now, why are they trying to stop them from being in my movie? Why don't they want them to be in the film?
Well,
I don't know either.
you got me there.
Oh.
Unless you just, unless it's the big bucks, like you said, Of course,
Why,
they make
why
a
would
lot
why
more.
would you take someone who didn't know anything and be their agent? It's going to make you look bad as an agent when you send people out that aren't camera ready. It's going to make your agency look bad. You're sending.
Well,
I don't see how those people have agents in the first place. I mean, there was a time when agents would
getting an
take
agent was
you.
a pretty big deal. Yeah.
Getting an agent was a pretty big
Yeah.
deal.
No,
I
not
don't
anymore.
understand what
You know
this-
why you get
what this
agents?
is.
Because the agent's going to sell you new headshots. You know, I was looking at your picture.
Sure.
You need some new shots.
It's a new scam. Yeah.
You need a commercial headshot.
Right.
You'll need a theatrical.
When my daughter was doing modeling, that's every time she got called
Yeah.
on a modeling
Yeah.
job. I mean, before it was over with, even if they were paying her, before it was
Mhm.
over with, it was all, your headshots are no good. This is no good. We need to redo this. We need to do that. At our studio down the street here, our friendly, it's like, okay.
Don't you think they send them out just so it looks good? I sent this person out on this movie and out on this movie. I mean, it looks good to send you out on an audition. I don't think they.
All this conversation is what we're going to use against the system.
Okay.
This is what Castnet came up with. If you got 35,000 people looking for 4 jobs, you're not
Okay.
going to make money off the 4 jobs. You're going to make money off the 35,000 people. Starting to see the picture?
Mhm.
You don't make the money off the 4 jobs. You make it off the 35,000 people.
want-
Because you sell hope.
Oh,
You sell
That's right.
hope. You get $100, $200 a year from them for hope. Okay?
Sell hope.
Hope sells.
Hope does sell.
Hope sells. That's mostly all we got in life is hope. Reality sucks usually. So we sell hope.
Why do people even want to be in movies? Why does someone want to be in a movie? Why? It's probably the worst thing you could do. The worst profession you could pick.
I don't know, but personally, I don't want to be in a movie. Okay.
The
That's one of my goals in life.
SAG union has the highest unemployment rate of any union in the world.
Yeah.
The highest unemployment rate of anyone. Yet everyone wants to get in SAG. It's like saying we're getting shit on. Let's go get shit on. Why would you want to do
Stab a
that?
symbol, flip a card. Show you a stag card.
I mean, the odds of being successful in the movie business the cards have really got to be stacked against you. Yet everybody wants to try.
That's what you got to sell, Don. You got to sell. You got to say, if you don't have a start, this is one of the things we put on our site.
Mhm.
I put a little bit in my note about it, George, was we've got to come up with a wording and all to basically sell this to them. It says we're going to give you opportunities in independent films. What the great thing about that is, is there's lots of jobs in them. They don't pay too well, but you get some exposure. If you're working, you got a chance. I mean, you won't be a doctor without doing the bedpans or walking around in the hospital and look at patients. You won't do it. So you got to get some experience, and that's what we've got to sell on our site. This is a place to go get experience. This is not a cast net. I can't use their name. This is not a cast net with 35,000 people. And when there's 4 casting directors trying
Okay,
to
so
pull
I
parts.
need my casting director telling these agents we're providing your client with an opportunity to gain valuable experience
the movie
in a
business.
movie that's going to be distributed worldwide and is going to be
Right.
in Blockbuster in April.
Right. Now, that's the good news. Okay, if they're gonna make a career, this is a great place to start. The bad news is they ain't arrived.
No, they're not ready yet.
They're not arrived. They have not. I'm gonna spend as much time training them and everything else, and giving them experience and everything that they can't get anywhere else. How much would they pay for acting lessons?
Yeah, well, and if they wanted a demo reel on themselves, they can't spend $50,000 making their own demo reel, and I'm giving it to them for free.
That's right. So I mean, you got to sell what you got. You can't sell what you don't have.
Here's one now. Here's this. I'd like to talk, and they've all got attitudes. She's saying, I'd like to talk to the person who left a message for me regarding my client, Tracy Shees. I mean, she's acting like we're trying to get in touch with Nicolas Cage or something. This person's nobody. Nobody. Is that the movie police coming?
Oh God. Oh, Don, you're taking this all way too serious.
Not anymore. I decided the most interesting thing about this movie is us making the movie. To me, that's what people are going to want to see. They're not going to want to see the movie, but they are going to want to. They are going to want to see this.
Actually, if you really break it down and think about it now, when we put these things out, eventually they'll end up on DVDs.
Yes, they will.
And what you want on DVDs is this is what you want. You want all the behind the scenes stuff. You want all the supplemental stuff, because the movies. I mean, in the paper today I was reading, yeah, they're making all these great DVDs and great supplementals and all this stuff on these new movies, but the movies are worthless.
Daily Variety, the Bible of...
Some of those are very kind of interesting. I've watched
Oh,
them,
yeah.
Daily Variety, the Bible of show business.
Yeah.
Big article on Tanya York.
Oh.
She was kind enough to mention me.
York, oh,
Kind
yeah,
enough
yeah.
to mention Don Jackson. Out of the goodness and generosity of her heart.
Is that local or Kurdish?
Daily Variety, yesterday.
Unbelievable.
A slate of low-budget urban action films.
Yep. Slate. Low budget.
That
Well-
means 5, right?
It's
me
so
give you-
low, the budget's so low that I'm set up to fail. It's like, I'm going to send Don Jackson to win the war for me. How can I make sure he gets killed? I know. I won't give him any guns. I won't give him any ammunition. I won't give him any water. I won't give him any food. And I won't give him any soldiers to help. He will be defeated.
5 more picks planned. Ooh, Don, you're gonna be busy.
No, I got 2 of the 5. I just signed my other deal today.
Each with budgets of well under $1 million.
Well under 1 million. Well under 1 million.
See, this is a great article, though. We put this on the internet, okay? We put this on the internet. You can say, hey, we're already making $1 million movies.
We are right now.
We got $5 million movies planned,
Mhm.
okay? So we're, you know, I mean, this is a great article. I want a copy of this thing.
You know what Tanya's complaint was today? She said, do I have any photos yet? We've got to get started on this ad campaign. Well, I don't even have any actors.
So, Tanya, you tell me when to start, and I'll tell you which actors it's going to be available.
Tanya calls me last night. Hi, Don, it's Tanya. I'm in my Land Cruiser talking on my cell phone going skiing. And then tomorrow I'm off to the CES show in Vegas. Oh, by the way, stop by and pick up your check. Bye. Makeup artist on rollerblades. She made up Kathleen Elizabeth. She was her makeup artist. She put all this rouge on there, made her look like a clown, put it on so the makeup's so thick that it cracked on close-ups. She's one of the most successful people I know outside of Jim Cameron right now, is Tanya York. You should see her office, Howard. You should see how nice it is.
Well, she's doing something right.
She's doing something right. I give her credit. I'm happy for her.
Yeah.
I'm happy for her. She's definitely doing something right.
Well, it's timing. It's a lot of things, you know.
And she understands the market. I mean, you can't make these so-called urban action films. You can't make them fast enough. They want them. They want every black movie you can give them right now. Blockbuster will take any black movie, sight unseen. Sight unseen, they'll buy it. Unseen. Just like when video first started, they'd take anything and put it on the shelf. I proved that. Nowadays, nowadays when I give them better quality, they don't want it because they're picky. Oh, this is, no car explosions, no helicopters, no plane crashes. If it's a black film, they don't care. Blockbuster, that originated in Florida for years, had rules. They wouldn't allow certain types of scenes. They even took major movies and edited the movie before they put it on the shelf. With the black film, they don't look at them. The black films have got the foulest language, the most violent, and sex is disgusting. And kids can go rent these movies at Blockbuster, but no one says anything because they're black. There's no censorship on black movies. The guy calls me from Florida. He says, now you are going to put a lot of profanity in there, aren't you? You're going to have a lot of bitch slapping. You're going to have them stealing from each other, calling each other names. Make it really filthy because that's what they like. So what did I do? I wrote a script that's as clean and wholesome as anything you could see on television. Yeah.
That's what they're gonna
And that's my script. But Dead Boys pushes the envelope further than it's ever been pushed. Dead Boys will affect you, it will insult you, and it'll probably make you very angry.
Would you say that it'll be mean-spirited?
Not mean-spirited. Not mean-spirited. I don't believe in it. We're working for peanuts, Howard.
Hey,
We're working for peanuts.
thanks what we can get.
I wouldn't do anything mean-spirited, but I'd do something so fucking artistic that you won't be able to comprehend it till the year 2020. One Shot Sam pushes the envelope further than any movie that's ever been made. It's the most far-out, most experimental independent film anyone's ever shot. And it includes film clips from all my movies. All of them are in there. Every movie I've ever made is in One Shot Sam. I gotta go to the bank. I'll be back in a few minutes. I gotta go make this deposit though.